episode 28 with Beth Jessop on the 9 Point Start with a Dream podcast.
Welcome to 9 Point Started with a Dream podcast. Our goal is to showcase the stories of athletes and the community that supports them by being authentic about their journey. Here's your host, Jacoby Gillum.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. This episode we have a special one with Beth Jessop. She is the leader of Sports Moms United. She has over 2,000 moms just that are willing and passionate about their athletes and what they do and kind of helping them achieve their version of greatness. So, great episode here and her journey, kind of how she got started and what her mission is. So, hope you enjoy and let's get to it.
When you were an athlete, what was your biggest dream? What was something you wanted to achieve?
Well, I'm going to be totally authentic with this answer. I played college basketball, and I just wanted to be able to dunk.
Dunk, okay. Like an NBA official goal or just like...
Official in a game, two-handed.
Tomahawk, just power it down.
Power it down. That was really, as a matter of fact, so I have an 8-year-old son. And we were talking, this was like 2 nights ago, and he was like, Mom, what superpower would you want? And I was like, flying would be cool, invisible. I want to dunk. So that was what superpower I wanted. So the dream is still alive.
The dream is still alive. I like it. Awesome. Kind of how I had to have this planned out is I just want to get into like your journey and your why. Mm-hmm. And like why you got the idea to take on this mission of, uniting moms around the country and around the world, because I feel like that isn't something most people kind of think about, people kind of think, I'm a teen mom in Texas, I'm a teen mom in Canada, I want to keep it separate. I just want to kind of get your journey and like why you feel this was important.
Yeah. To be honest, my journey with Sports Moms is a very personal one. First, it's because my mom was like the most amazing sports mom in the whole world. Of course, everybody thinks that, but she really was. I mean, she was like everybody's sports mom. She wasn't just my sports mom. She showed up and she cheered for everybody. There was no division between their team, our team, teammates. It was, she loved the game. She loved watching me play. I mean, that's a phrase we hear now, but this was 20 years ago. She honestly just loved watching me play. And she loved that I loved playing, and she didn't critique me. She gave me, tips here and there, but she didn't, a car ride home was never horrible like some kids have, right? It was always encouragement. She encouraged everyone, and she passed away in 2004. So she not getting to see my kids on starting their athletic journey, right? So it was a very personal thing to me because it's sort of a tribute to, Mom, I saw all the things that you did. I appreciate that you were there at every game. I appreciate that you loved not only me, but loved all the players on both teams, even the officials, she even loved the officials.
That's tough sometimes.
I know. I don't know how she did it. She was amazing. And so as I decided kind of what I wanted to do and what community I wanted to serve, because I knew I wanted to stay in the sports realm because I love what sports offers for us, both as, parents, as, athletes, just the whole lessons that are learned, life lessons that are learned through sports. I knew I wanted to serve a community, and it first started out with just the athletes and nutrition, because that was kind of I love that piece of it. I'm kind of a nutrition nerd, I guess. And I love, because it's so important. And I missed out on that in the beginning too. I ate horribly as an athlete. That's a whole other story.
Oh,
but
same here. Hot Cheetos for practice. I was that
right,
kid.
Like right before practice, right? And you're like, what? Because we're like 20 and we think we can get away with it. So I wanted to help moms and athletes, avoid some of those pitfalls that I made. But then as I got further into it, I thought, I really want to support sports moms. I want to unite them. And I had not thought of it that way, like you just said about, moms in Texas and moms in Kansas, and, you're sort of your sports or separate you. I just wanted to unite all of them. And because we all have a common theme. We all love our athletes. We all want to keep them healthy and keep them playing and keep them mentally strong and help them through learn life lessons, so that when they're finished playing, because they're almost all of them will finish playing at some point, right? Well, all of them will at some point, but some will go further than others. what are the lessons that they learned? Because that's the most important thing. And how can it translate into a amazing marriage or an amazing job or an amazing father or mother? What lessons can we learn with our athletes and help them through that will carry them, on into their life? And so that's the heart of Sports Moms United. That was a long answer, but
No, it's a great answer though, because you kind of see the passion behind. You can kind of feel the passion behind your mission. It's not about, it isn't about money or anything about, something like that. It's just about helping, give back to what you had when you were an athlete, and kind of helping another athlete kind of feel that same connection with their parents, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. And even if maybe you don't have that connection with your parent, maybe, or with your athlete, maybe you'll find something in the group, in the community, that will spark you to have that conversation or to connect, or you'll find a different way to connect. Like maybe you are one of those kind of crazy sports moms that are overbearing, and then you get to the community and you realize maybe I don't need to, maybe there's a better way, maybe there's a different way, maybe I can talk to my athlete this way or that way, or so that's the idea, is to unite the moms so that they can help one another and support one another. And they do that. I have a Facebook group called Sports Moms United, and they do that in the group already. They are already like helping each other out and like, yeah, I had that situation, here's what I did. And that, to me, that's priceless. Like that is what I wanted, was them to feel like they're connected and supported.
So how did you go about, I guess, building your community? How did you kind of start that foundation to really get to where it is now and where you plan to go in the future?
Yeah. You know what? It started with me and about 10 people that I just said, hey, will you join this? And I was posting and like there was crickets. Nobody, so there's so much in, and how often did they see my posts? And then as I would talk to other sports moms, I'd invite them into the group, and then other sports moms started inviting into the group, like people, like other sports moms on their teams or team moms. And it's actually just grown kind of word of mouth, and people adding in when they, have a good experience, obviously, they feel like there's value there. They've added in people, other sports moms. And it was so cool because we have a drag racing mom in there,
Nice.
BMX mom in there. We have a fishing mom who's so we have like the whole gamut, and that is what I wanted. Because we're all united under this kind of umbrella of having an athlete, having a kiddo that we can teach and character to, and through this backdrop of sports. So it's just sort of grown, and my intention is to add as many moms want to come and join. I mean, I would love for it to be a place where there's lots of different opinions. There's no judgment in this group. That's just not acceptable to me. It is, we all come from different walks of life. We all come from different experiences. And so we can all bring our experience to the group, and there's no judgment in that. And there's no judgment, within the group. That's something that I feel strongly about.
For sure.
Yeah.
Kind of just come as you are in a way, just
yes, absolutely. Come as you are, where you are. There's no right or wrong in this journey. If you love it and you want to be the team mom and you want to show up to everything, great. If you don't, that's okay too. That doesn't make you not as, that there's no like right or wrong way to do it. It's you and your athlete in the journey.
Definitely. So why do you feel it's needed? And like, why do you feel like Sports Moms United is something that's needed in the sports world?
That's a great question. I think really twofold. One, I think it's just nice to be in a community with like-minded people who are going through the same experience that you are, and you
Definitely.
can be authentic in it, and you can share in it. And if it's messy, you can talk about it. And if it's great, you can talk about it, So I think that's important, to have that connection with each other. And because of social media, we can do that now.
I'm taking some notes here because it's something I kind of want to implement with 9 Point. I want to make it so where athletes can come in and kind of share their journey and kind of be authentic. But like, I feel like a lot of times there's so much fluff in the life of an athlete. We see all the nice cars, the glamorous life, the money, but what about the things in between that we go through, the adversity, the anxiety, the whole.
Oh my goodness, yes. Yeah, that was actually my story. I mean, I had, from when I finished college to, for years, probably 10 years, I had my own mental health journey. And it was had an eating disorder and anxiety and depression. And so I had to work through that. And it isn't, that's part of life. And that's the authentic part that sometimes we don't see with athletes, especially the way that social media portrays everything, right? We want the highlight shot, but we don't want to see the kid who can't get out of bed to go to practice because he's depressed. But that's a reality. It's
a real reality across a lot of athletes, and for sure.
And we have to talk about it because it won't change unless we talk about it.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's cool what you're doing because you kind of have opportunity to be, as a parent, to kind of help see the signs and kind of help that athlete, guide them through that process. I think what you're doing is awesome because a lot of parents probably don't know that athletes go through this, and they're kind of thinking, kind of opportunity, kind of help kind of mediate that. So it's awesome.
Yeah, because we think, and I thought this even when I was going through it myself. I'm like, I'm an athlete. I should be able to get through this. I'm strong enough. Mm. I'm mentally tough enough to get through this by myself. And it really wasn't until I was married and I was damaging my relationship with my husband that I went, this is not just affecting me. This is affecting him too. And so I have to get help. And it wasn't until then. But I didn't have anybody in there in that process saying, I see you, and I think that's what's really important is that as parents and as people, like you said, in the community supporting athletes, that we can say, I see you and I'm not judging where you're at. I see what's going on and you need help and here's resources to get help.
Awesome.
That's what you need. So
that's perfect.
Which is exactly what you're doing too. I mean, you're giving the athlete the opportunity to be raw and authentic and say, here's what my journey is, which is incredible.
Thank you. I'm glad I found you. I don't know how I did it. I think it was based one day I just searching all sports moms. I want to meet some sports moms and I found your page. She looks pretty dope to connect with. So.
That's awesome. I believe that obviously that everything happens for a reason, right? There's no coincidences. I just believe that God provides opportunities, and we always say, I don't know how that happened, and God's going, I know exactly how that happened.
I do. Yeah, it was just aligned in the process.
Yes. Yep.
So for a mom that's putting her athlete in a sport for the first time, mm-hmm. what would be your advice on how to, I guess, get started or how to go about that journey?
Yeah. And actually I'm experiencing that right now with my daughter. So she's in dance, and I danced when I was little, obviously I took ballet, but now I'm a dance mom, right? I hashtag that dance mom.
Hashtag dance mom.
Right.
See you on TV in a little bit.
Right. And that's my perception of it, what I've seen on Dance Mom. So I'm like, okay, how's this gonna happen? So I'm actually in that process. And I think the thing is, and I just experienced this last night. We went, after my daughter's dance class, we went to have dollar tacos with a couple other of the dancers and moms. And we just sat there and I asked the mom, all sorts of questions like, okay, what do we do for competition? How are we supposed to do her hair? I don't know any of these things. So I think seeking out immediately, if you can, another resource in your, on your team, or if you know of another sports mom or Sports Moms United, seeking out a resource that you can ask questions, because you're like, I don't even know what size, how to fit her shoes, her ballet shoes, or, they're just you have those basic questions when you start out. And so if you seek out a resource that can help you, just get those questions answered, you're going to feel so much more confident going into it. And just the other thing too, and this is kind of the athlete side of it for me, having been a former athlete, is just enjoy it. You know what I mean? Just enjoy it. Don't, I think we can make things way bigger than they are, and just enjoy just enjoy all of it,
For sure.
Yeah.
So what about dads? Are dads left out on this? Like, are there any dads in the group, or they're dad united, or?
I know, that's so funny you could ask, because somebody just asked me that. So right now we are an exclusive club.
Okay.
There's a few dads in there that are actually resources that, you know, that have been in there. They're just in there. They don't really discuss much. But, and I asked the moms in my group, I said, you know, do you want to let some sports dads in here? Because they've asked. And right now we're just kind of sports moms. I like the idea of maybe sports parents united at some point, you know, and including everyone, because I think that the dads have a lot to say, and it's another side of it, another perspective, which I think is important. But right now I'm just nurturing the mamas.
No boys allowed.
Right. Yeah, we actually have a sign, no boys allowed.
Awesome. That's awesome. So if someone's hearing this for the first time and kind of hearing about Sports Mom United, how can they go about being a part of this community, join the group?
Sure. Yeah. Right now, really the main place where we kind of hang out is on Facebook, and it's Sports Moms United. It's just a Facebook group, closed Facebook group. So you can feel good that it's a safe, good place to, you know, to share. There is a website as well, and it's sportsmomsunited.com. So you can check out the resources on there. And I have a Pinterest account that's just, or a Pinterest, you say account? Pinterest.
Page?
I don't know what it's called. Yeah.
I don't know either. That's a good question.
So I have a Pinterest account, and there's lots of great like resources there for like just quick things like meals and things like that. Just lots of great pins that if you're a Pinterest person, it's a great place to be. And then I don't have a Twitter or an Instagram yet, but those are that's on the 2018 list to do. So we'll be moving into those realms. But right now, really the Facebook community is where I feel like most of the conversations and the nurturing and the support and the connection happens. So, but there are great resources on the website too, for both a rookie sports mom and a veteran sports mom. So wherever you are in your journey, we aim to please.
So what will be classified as a veteran sports mom? What years are we talking about here? Right.
So so on the website, we really have like the rookie sports moms are moms that are just starting out. So like maybe ages, 4, 5, 6 to maybe 11 or 12, because I feel like it gets more competitive when you get to 11 and 12. Now that's not true. There are competitive, 8 and 9-year-olds. We all know that. It's a pretty competitive, just the youth sports culture is getting more and more competitive, right? So really that's kind of the range for the rookie. The veteran sports mom, probably 12 and up to, through high school and then college and elite, through that. But again, there might be some crossover if you've got a kid who's like, especially like in some sports, gymnasts, they're, they train intensely at younger ages. So there might be some crossover, but that's kind of the range that we set up for the rookie and the veteran.
Cool. So as we kind of look towards the future, where do you hope to see Sports Moms United grow into, or just become as they continue to grow?
Yeah. My main goal is always, everything that I think about to do for Sports Moms United is how is this going to serve and support the sports moms? My goal is really to continue to do that through some products. But one of the main things I really want to do is give the sports moms a platform for their voice to be heard. So I want them to contribute to the website and by blogging and by, guest posting and things like that, and sharing their stories and also celebrating their athletes. I want them to mama brag all over the place because, it's important. It's important that we get a platform and a place to do that. So that's really, for me, I really want, I would love for Sports Moms United to be the place where sports moms go for the resources and go for the support. Like that they just, that's where I go. That's where sports moms know to go. So that's my big vision and hope for it. But again, it's always to serve and support them. And so, like I said, every decision I make, I really think, is this going to, how is this going to serve them? How does this make their life easier? How does this give them joy? How does this bring them, encouragement and connection?
Awesome. Love it. Where can people kind of find more about you and Sports Moms United? Where can we kind of lead them to?
The Sports Moms United website, is probably the best.
Okay, the best way.
In the group, yeah.
Okay.
And my story of kind of where it started and is on the website. My husband and I were actually got engaged on the basketball court.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Like a boss.
So it was like sports. It was like my husband and I in sports. It's like this was bound to be part of what we would do for our lives. So, but I love it. I really do. I really feel like sports participation is such a rich place for experiences and for life lessons and just it parallels life, right? It does. And the lessons that I've learned and the grit and the determination I learned as an athlete, I've taken out into my life as an entrepreneur, which we were talking about earlier. And I think that it's such a great place for parents and their children to find some common, language and really just excel and have fun. And it's just again, so rich in experiences. So
who wins one-on-one? You're your husband. No pressure.
No, it depends on, so I can beat him on horse like that. But he's quick. So he played college baseball. And he actually still pitches. He turned 50 this year, and he still plays in a 45 and older league and pitches. So, and he's way quicker than me. He's like got crazy quickness. I think I'm quick, but then I play a game against him, and I'm like, I look like a sloth.
That's awesome.
So one-on-one, because he's quicker. And plus I tore my Achilles tendon 2 years ago, so I'm a little slower.
Oh wow.
Because of that too. But that sounds like an excuse, doesn't it? A little bit.
No comment.
Yeah, right.
You're fine. So Beth, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate what you're doing. I think I really appreciate what you're doing for the sports community. I think it's really something that's needed, a community that really values each other.
Well, same to you. I'm so glad that we connected, because I feel like you're in that same space of really just connecting the athletes together and the community that surrounds the athlete. And the more we talk and the more we connect and the more authentic we are with each other, the more we can heal and just be our best, and that's what we all want ultimately for ourselves and for our kids, for our athletes. So what you're doing is amazing too. So keep up the good work.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me on. This has been awesome.
Yo, thanks for listening to this episode of the 9 Point Started With a Dream podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please comment, share, leave a review. We would love to hear your thoughts. You can find more athlete-driven content at 9point.com. Till the next episode, you're only one opportunity away. Peace.